Good morning and welcome to Online Finite Math. What I'm going to do is walk you through the web page and basically show you what the keys to running this course is and being successful for you. So first thing you'll notice when you log in is I made a big note saying to watch this welcome video before you proceed. The main reason why you want to do that is I want to make sure that you get your MyLab and mastering correctly synced. In the past, some people would just go onto the Pearson website and download it from there, and if you don't download it through the course, it's more difficult to sync it up. So hopefully what you'll do once you watch this video is you'll go over to My Lab and Mastering. This is the first button you want to push. You'll click on that, and your screen will look a little bit different than mine. Mine's already set up, so I can go to the assignments and whatnot. Yours will have an option to buy the software. Okay, so from this tab, you'll want to click to buy it. When you do that, you'll have to pay for the software to use the homework and the ebook. Okay, so this is where you'll get your textbook. This is where you'll get the access to the homework. So you'll just click to proceed from here, and then once you get everything set up, then you'll be able to access the assignments. Another thing I want to point out is if you don't go here first, if you just try to go straight to modules and go down to these assignments here and start trying to do the homework, you're going to get an error. It's going to say like you can't find assignment because until you buy the book, you don't have access to the homeworks. So it's looking for a homework link that's not there. Okay, so that's why you have to do the My Math Lab first, buy the book, buy the software, and then when you come over here to homeworks and quizzes, it'll be able to actually link to your account. You'll have access to that. Okay, so that's the number one issue people have usually right away, is not being able to get access to homework because they haven't bought the book yet. Alright, so once you buy that book, let's go ahead and kind of roll through this a little bit. So here's the home tab. Home tab, you'll have announcements up at the top. This welcome video, hopefully you're watching that right now. And as you go down, you'll see there's a link to the syllabus, as well as a summary calendar, some other things here. There's an orientation to Ivy Learn. If you're not familiar with how Ivy Learn works, you can watch that. And there's little links to every module, all 16. So the way this course works is a 16-week course, so there's 16 modules. 8 and 16 are your exam weeks, so we'll talk about those here in a little bit. But you basically have one exam here, quizzes and homeworks throughout. There's going to be one module per week, and every module is due Sunday night at midnight. If we go over here to your calendar, this is the best place to find due dates. Calendar is a very nice feature. So we look at the calendar. Right now I got some other classes on here. Let me get rid of those and let's load your class. Alright, so here we are, first day of class. And then you'll notice that Sunday night, here's all the stuff that's due on Sunday. You'll have your first discussion. You have the orientation to My Math Lab. You'll have homework and a quiz. Right, this is all stuff that's due. If we go to the next week then you'll see here stuff due week 2 and due week 3, week 4. It's very nicely laid out in that module 1 is week 1, module 2 is week 2, and you just have to do one module per week. A lot of modules have discussions, but some don't. So just make sure you look and see what's available there. Alright, so that's the calendar. Let's go back. We're back to your course, Fall Finite. Alright, the syllabus is right here. You'll click on that. And this is basically, once again, another note to watch this video because I don't want you to incorrectly link your web work or homework and all that. Okay, so we got some information on here. Just required text. You don't really need to worry about going out and getting this because you'll get that through My Math Lab. So, yeah. One thing that also confuses some students is this right here is not, these are not access codes for My Math Lab. These are the kind of the library reference codes. So you're not going to input these anywhere. You have to buy the software, and they'll give you the code for that at that point. All right, so we got all the syllabus stuff, different policies. You can go ahead and read through this. One of the nice things about the syllabus too is at the end of the syllabus, they have another list of all the due dates. So all the due dates are all here at the end of the syllabus. Okay, so same things you'll find in the calendar, you find at the end of the syllabus as well. So that's kind of nice. Alright, so let's go back up here. Let's talk about modules again. This is where you're going to find all your work. So you're going to start off with this Ivy course orientation. This will get you familiar with Canvas and how all that stuff works. So this will be a pretty quick section here. And then there's some resources, stuff about using your calculator and whatnot. Here's where the actual course starts then, Module 1. And you'll just kind of work your way through here. So click on the learning activities. This is where you can look at the reading assignments, and there's video lectures. So this will be kind of where you would get access to your book from here. And then if you do all this and just kind of continue over to the next, then they start talking about what's due in this section. And then here's the link to the homework. Then you go over next, link to the quiz, and then eventually it'll say first discussion. And when you finish everything, it'll say something like you're done, right? So next steps. So now you're going to go on to Module 2. And it just kind of rolls through that same method. Since we did see a discussion, let me go back and discuss that a little bit. If there is a discussion in your module, you want to start that early in the week, because one of the requirements is that you reply to a minimum of 2 classmates' threads. Okay, so not only do you have to submit something, you have to reply to 2 different classmates as well. Alright, so these are going to be worth 5 points apiece. If you don't respond to your classmates, you're not going to get any more than a 3. And so a lot of people wonder why they only got 3 points. Well, you got to make sure you do that. Okay, and this is consistent throughout every discussion. Alright, so if we go back, let's go back to modules. So 1 through 6 are pretty much the same methods. When you get to 7, that's going to be the review. All right, so review, we'll talk about that more when you get closer to it. And your midterm. Now your midterm is not scheduled for a specific day, it's scheduled for a week. So if I go to the calendar here, let's look at Module 8. Let's see when Module 8 is due. It's going to be due sometime in October. It's due right here on the 15th. What that means is you have the entire week leading up to the 15th to take your exam. So you'll need to schedule it sometime for this week at an Ivy Tech Testing Center. If you're an in-state student, you're expected to take the exam at any Ivy Tech Testing Center you want, but you need to schedule it at an Ivy Tech Testing Center. You cannot take it anywhere else. You can't take it at any other testing center. You can't take it at a high school. It has to be an Ivy Tech Testing Center. If you're out of state, then you can use the ProctorU service to take your test. But otherwise, all in-state students are expected to test at an Ivy Tech Testing Center. So you'll schedule it for any one of these days, and then you'll take it on the 15th. Same thing for the final. The final date is the 17th, so you have 11th through the 17th to take that final. Alright, and so I'll put out announcements well before the final and the midterm telling you to register for that and sign up. So there'll be lots of reminders for that. Alright, let's go back to the course and see what else we got here. Okay, so this My Math Mastering, that's the first thing you want to do. You can always get back to homeworks by clicking on that as well. And tab for grades to see what your grades are. Other than that, that's about it. If you do have to use the ProctorU testing service, there's a tab for that. And set it up through that. The only other thing I want to mention right now is that every week it is very important that you come in to the announcements and listen to the video announcement for that week. Okay, this one looks like it's about 10 minutes. This is a fairly long announcement, so it's the very first one. Most weekly announcements are 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, so they're very short, but they go over lots of important information. For example, when your midterm comes up, I'll explain to you that you're allowed to have a formula sheet that's one-sided. I'll explain, that you need to bring your ID to the testing center. So a lot of really important stuff that most people send me emails asking about, I will go over in these announcements. So make sure that each week, Monday morning, you come in and you watch that announcement and get all the information that way. Obviously, if stuff is still unclear, then feel free to contact me through Canvas as well. All right, so you should have enough here to get going. Remember, first thing you're going to do is click on My Lab and Mastering, buy the software, and you'll be off and running. So I hope you guys enjoy this semester.